Hi, my name is Sean. I'm with the New York City Guitar School, and today I want to show you how to play Heart of Gold, which is one of the new songs by Shawn Mendes. First things first, I want to go over just the chord shapes that we're going to use to play this song, and then we'll talk about the structure and the rhythm and all of those elements. So the first chord we're going to use and the first chord of the song is going to be an A minor 7. So this is very similar to your regular A minor shape, except you're going to get rid of your ring finger or your third finger. So that's going to have your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string and your first finger on the first fret of the second string. You're going to strum from the fifth string down. You're going to have that third string open in between your two fingers and the first string ringing out as well. It should sound like this. The next chord we're going to use is a G over B, which is a G chord in the first inversion. Basically, if we make our regular G shape, it's going to have your second finger on the third fret of the sixth string, your first finger on the second fret of the fifth string, and then your third finger on the third fret of the first string. But since this is a G over B, we just want to get rid of our second finger and strum from the fifth string down, or the A string, because this note right here is a B, so that puts the B in our bass, and it should sound like this. The next chord we're going to use is the C shape, so we're going to have our third finger, third fret of the fifth string, second finger, second fret of the fourth string, and then your first finger is going to go on the first fret of the second string. You're going to strum from the fifth string down as well for this chord. There's a chord that I placed in the chart later on that is like a D with an asterisk next to it. Basically what I mean by that is there's a point in the song where we're going to take our entire C-shaped chord and we're going to slide it up one whole step. So it should sound like this. And this has your third finger on the fifth fret of the fifth string, your second finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string, and then your first finger is going to be on the third fret of the second string. So we just took our entire C shape and we slid it up one whole step. You can think of this as like maybe like a D add 9 type chord. I just put a D with an asterisk, taking a C and moving it to a D. We are going to use the regular G chord as well, so that's like your G over B, except you add the middle finger back in, or the second finger, and that's on the third fret of the sixth string. This one uses all of the strings. And we also use your typical D shape as well. That's your first finger on the second fret of the third string, your second finger on the second fret of the first string, and then your third finger on the third fret of the second string, and you strum from the fourth string or the D string down for this chord. The only other chord we're going to use is the E minor shape. This is just your first finger, second fret of the fifth string, second finger, second fret of the fourth string, strum all of the strings, and you got E minor. So the very beginning of this song starts on a little pickup measure, or you could call it a little lick. This is going to be your open D string, or your open fourth string, second fret of the fourth string, and then the open third string. So fourth string, second fret of the fourth string, open third string. This is a pickup measure, so it starts on the and of beat 3. This is and, 4, and. You could even treat this as a hammer-on, where you take your second finger, perhaps. I use my second finger, my middle finger, and you'll play the open string, and then hammer down really quickly onto the second fret, and then play the third string afterwards. And that sets us up really nicely for our A minor 7 chord, because your second finger will already be there. You can just put your first finger down. So we have a measure of A minor 7, then a half measure of A minor 7 to G over B, a full measure of C, a half measure of C, then we slide it up to this D, then 2 measures of G, and 2 measures of D, but the regular D shape that we're used to. And for this song, I like to play just straight eighth notes like they have in the recording. We can put a little bit of emphasis on beats 2 and 4 if we want to have a little more motion. But for the rhythm, if I could do it on an A minor 7, just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just nice and steady through all of the chord progression. And as I mentioned before, you could put a little emphasis on beat 2 and beat 4, like a little bit of an accent. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's a nice little detail that you can add in if you want to make it a little more interesting. So if I play through the main verse progression, it should sound like this. And then you just repeat back to A minor 7. Our chorus is actually going to be the same as our verse. The only thing that's different a little bit is the structure. So for our chorus, we're going to start out by playing through our verse progression one time, just. Then when we come back around, we're going to be on that A minor 7. When we go up to this D shape where we make the slide, when we finish that measure, we're going to break for one beat and then strum an A minor 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, while holding out the A minor 7. Then we have another pickup measure that gets us back into the verse when we go back the second time. So this second pickup measure is going to start on the and of beat 2. It's going to sound like this. So the open D string, or the open fourth string, is going to be on the and of beat 2, and then 2 quarter notes, which will be the 2nd fret of the 5th string, or the A string, and then the 3rd fret of the low E string, or the 6th string. So, and 3, 4, and I just use these 2 fingers to play that. It kind of resembles the lower part of our G shape that we played earlier. And then from there, we just go back into the verse. And the verse will happen just the same as before. There's going to be another chorus, which will be also the same as the previous chorus that we played. And then the very ending of the song, we have an outro, which isn't all too different from the verse or the chorus. We have 2 measures of A minor 7. But now we go to E minor, so you can keep your 2nd finger down and just move your 1st finger up. Then we're going to go to G. Once again for 2 measures. And then 2 measures of the D shape. And this is the outro. And that's it. That's how you play Heart of Gold by Shawn Mendes. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And please leave a comment if you have a suggestion for a new tutorial that you'd like us to make. You can also feel free to subscribe and follow New York City Guitar School on all socials. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.